Okay, so let's unpack this. You've shared some source material with us. It's focused on a specific meeting, right, at the White House. Two presidents.
That's right. And our goal today, our mission, is really to do a deep dive into that source, see what it highlights, the key moments, the context it gives.
Yeah, what really jumps out from this particular encounter based on, what the source says?
Exactly. So the material centers on a meeting between the U.S. president at the time, Donald Trump, and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in D.C.
Right.
And, well, right from the start, the source points to something kind of unexpected happening in that meeting.
Absolutely, because you picture the Oval Office, you think, okay, standard formal chat maybe. But this source, it describes President Trump making a really specific and highly charged claim.
A claim that a genocide against white Afrikaners was happening in South Africa.
And the source is quite clear on this part, isn't it? It doesn't just report the claim.
No, it explicitly adds context. It says this assertion has been widely discredited.
That framing,
That's very clear.
it kind of sets a specific tone from the source's perspective about the dynamic it's describing.
Definitely. And then here's where it gets really interesting when you look at the other details the source provides.
Yeah.
Well, while this, serious claim, which the source itself labels discredited, is apparently being made, the source also mentions President Ramaphosa showing up with gifts.
Oh, right. It specifically points out golfers and a book.
Yes. The source suggests Ramaphosa, quote, appeared to have arrived with hopes of mending a tricky relationship.
So bringing things like golfers, maybe trying to, connect on a personal level? Signals some goodwill.
That seems to be the implication from the source, yeah. It suggests a different kind of intention, perhaps, a different preparation for the meeting. And it really contrasts with the unexpected nature of the claim being reported.
So what we get from the source is this snapshot, this moment. You got one leader making this intense, controversial statement labeled widely discredited by the source. It's important to repeat that. And that seems to just, shift the whole focus. While at the same time, the other leader arrives with these gestures, these gifts that seem aimed at, smoothing things over.
It's quite a juxtaposition the source presents. It really suggests potentially a disconnect.
A disconnect in expectations, you mean, or strategy.
Yeah, maybe both. Heading into the meeting, it doesn't sound like a situation, according to the source, where both leaders were, let's say, aligned on the main points or the potential friction points to be discussed.
Okay. So stepping back, what does this specific interaction, as this source lays it out, really tell us? What's the takeaway here?
Well, I think it shows a diplomatic moment that's marked by something surprising, serious, and again, noted by the source as widely discredited, that accusation from one side.
Right. Set against these efforts, these apparent efforts anyway, to build rapport, mend the relationship, suggested by those details like the gifts.
And this snapshot, it matters because it reveals how international diplomacy, even at the very top, it isn't always predictable. It's not always step by step.
Yeah, things can take unexpected turns.
Exactly. Based on this source, leaders might show up with vastly different agendas or different communication styles. And what this might tell you, listening, about navigating these complex global relationships, is that even gestures that seem carefully planned, like bringing gifts, could potentially be overshadowed almost instantly.
By just one single powerful statement.
Especially one described by the source as, highly controversial and discredited. It can just change the whole dynamic.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Consider how one strong declaration, even if the source itself questions its basis, how that can potentially just redefine the entire encounter right from the start.
Yeah.
What does that suggest about the real challenges of communication and managing perceptions between leaders on that world stage?
Something to chew on.